We are back with Greg Steinberg, who is helping us with our mental game, a sports psychologist who has home remedies for the mind. We covered number one just a little while ago. It's called Direct Your Own Home Mental Movie, and now it's time to move on.
Well, as Dr. Wyron said earlier tonight, practice is essential, and visualization can help you practice at home. The next tip I want to talk about is develop an emergency plan. You know, just like in your house, you need an emergency plan in case of fires, you need an emergency plan or an adversity plan for the golf course, because bad things happen to good people, or bad things happen to good golfers, as you might say. And there's going to be a bunch of bad things happening on the golf course. The most successful golfers, what they do is they react positively to bad events. And what I always recommend to clients is to develop an adversity plan. And it's a three-step process. The first step is develop a list of adverse things that can happen to you on the golf course. For instance, you hit it to the green and you're just short and you get plugged under the lip of a bunker. Or you make a great putting stroke and it's going to go in and it hits the spike mark and kicks off. Or another adverse condition or adverse thing that can happen to you is you hit it down the middle, it hits a sprinkler head and kicks into the rough. Okay, and then what you do, and bad things happen to good people all the time.
Thank you for that compliment.
And here's what you want to do is the next step is you develop positive responses to all those adverse conditions that happen to you. So for instance, when your ball gets plugged under the lip of the bunker, how are you going to respond?
Well, yay, my ball's plugged.
Right. You could respond, you know, negatively with frustration and get all mad.
Yeah.
But I would say you want to go into the bunker, act confident, think you can get it out, and see it as a challenge. And so you basically devise a list of corresponding positive responses to all those adverse conditions. And then the third step is, going back to visualization and all the benefits of visualization, you actually visualize all these positive responses to these adverse conditions. And you do that at home, so when they happen on the golf course, you're ready and you're prepared. And when you're prepared, you're going to be much more successful.
So that leads us to step number 3, which is?
Basically keeping cool when the heater's on. And what we mean by the heater is pressure. And probably the greatest person that can do this is Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
He stays very cool or calm under pressure. And in John Andrusani's book, Think Like Tiger, he talks about how Tiger went to a sports psychologist early on, and this sports psychologist taught Tiger to stay calm using eye blinks. Now, I think that's a good technique, but I want to show the viewers at home probably a better or easier technique. And it starts off with learning the relaxation response. And what I mean by learning the relaxation response is actually it's a skill that you have to practice. But let me talk about the relaxation response in terms of how it is actually more powerful than the anxiety response. That is, if you master the relaxation response, it can overcome or overwhelm the pressure or the anxiety you feel. Now, the way to master the relaxation response is while you're at home, maybe after a warm shower, you sit in a comfy chair and you just think about relaxing your toes, and you take deep breaths from your diaphragm, you relax your calves, you relax your thighs, you relax your chest, and you move all the way to your head. Okay, you do that for about 3 or 4 minutes.
And you haven't fallen asleep yet.
Don't fall asleep. You just want to stay relaxed. But here's the kicker. You use a trigger word like cool or smooth. And so every time you breathe out, in your mind, you say calm, calm. And now that word gets associated with that calm state. And so now you're training your body at home to bring that calm feeling on the golf course. So now every time you feel the pressure, like the first tee, or it's a tight hole, or whatever it might be, you do your breathing, and you say your word calm, and you bring on that calm feeling, and you stay cool when the heater's on.
Guarantee you there'll be millions of people trying that for their